Kopi Luwak, also called civet coffee or poop coffee, is a coffee brewed from beans which have been eaten and defecated by the Asian palm civet. It is produced in Indonesia, East Timor, the Philippines, Thailand, Vietnam, and Ethiopia. Although Kopi Luwak is a form of processing rather than a variety of coffee, it has been called one of the most expensive coffees in the world, with retail prices reaching $100 per kilogram for farmed beans and $1,300 per kilogram for wild collected beans. Some specialty coffee shops sell cups of brewed Kopi Luwak for between $35 and $80. The origin of Kopi Luwak is closely connected to the history of coffee production in Indonesia. Dutch colonialists established coffee plantations in Indonesia and imported beans from Yemen. In the 19th century, farmers in central Java started to brew and drink coffee from excreted beans collected in their plantations. The civet eats only the most ripe and flawless coffee cherries, which contain the coffee bean. During the digestion process, the coffee cherries and the pulp are removed, but the coffee beans remain whole. The beans are subjected to a combination of acidic, enzymatic, and fermentation treatments, which alters their composition and impacts the aroma of the coffee. Once the civet has excreted the coffee beans, they are collected and processed. Processing involves washing, sun-drying, removing the skin, sorting the beans, and finally roasting. The taste of Kopi Luwak varies, dependent on the type and origin of excreted beans, the processing, roasting, aging, and brewing. The ability of the civet to select its berries, and other aspects of the civet's diet and health, may also influence the processing and the taste. Within the coffee industry, Kopi Luwak is widely regarded as a gimmick or novelty item. One American food writer reviewing Kopi Luwak concluded that it, quote, tasted like petrified dinosaur droppings steeped in bath water. I couldn't finish it. Kopi Luwak production involves a great deal of labor, whether farmed or wild gathered. This, coupled with the small-scale production quantity, contributes to the coffee's high cost. The price means that people are attempting to replicate the digestive process of the civets without animal involvement, so that they may produce it in large quantities. Researchers in Florida, food companies in Brooklyn, and Vietnamese companies are all forming their own ways to replicate the process and taste. These imitations are not to be confused with fraudulent companies who claim to be authentic Kopi Luwak but are actually regular coffee. Traditionally, excreted coffee beans were collected directly in plantations and forests. However, as the international demand for Kopi Luwak increased, some producers turned to cage production methods to increase yields. Growing numbers of intensive civet farms have been established and are operated in Southeast Asia. Both the BBC and PETA have exposed the poor conditions for wild-caught civets on farms in Indonesia and the Philippines.